Today's workshop is an introduction to American clogging. I tend to do a lot more workshops in flat footing these days, which is a slightly more advanced version, or different. It's slightly different, but they're all the same at the same time. So I've got here with me, you can't see him because he's off screen, but I've got my husband Phil Rose here, if you want to come forward and say hi. So Phil's going to be playing the banjo for us, so hopefully we'll be able to monitor how fast we go. I'm going to try and keep it really steady. So I'm aware that some people may have some Appalachian experience already. Hopefully there's some of you here that have never experienced it before, so it's going to be really going to absolute basics. So we will start with a warm-up, but first of all, I just want you to just check around the space that you are in, because there will be moments when you will want to move your legs a little bit as we go on, and just to make sure that you feel safe in the space that you're working in. Be aware of anything that's around you that you might knock or anything like that. If you're working on carpet, be aware of how carpet responds to whatever you've got on your feet. Ideally, you want to have something that's smooth-soled on a hard surface, but if you are on carpet, just be really conscious if you're in socks or anything that you can slide, but we're not going to be doing anything too onerous, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So without further ado, we're going to get warmed up and see how that goes. So Phil's going to just play us a little tune. I don't know if it's going to be the same tune that we're...
I'll try and make it a different one so people don't have the tune ringing in their ears for the rest of the day. So. Okay, so the thing about American clogging is that it's very relaxed, but it's quite controlled at the same time. So I always start with the breath. So we're just going to spend a second just trying to find our breath and just getting into the body and relaxing the body. So just play, yeah. So just take a deep breath in and just let it sink out again. Just notice the rise and fall of your chest. And let that oxygen just start to energise your body. And then trying to maintain that focus on the breath, we're just going to start to roll the shoulders. And the other way. This is where we're warning about the area around you, because we're just going to swing the arms a little bit. Try and get the knees starting to bend. And if you're brave, we're going to go over the top of those arms. Again, watching your surroundings. And the other way. Try and maintain that nice bounce as well. Now we're going to go for the early morning mind messer. So you're going to take one arm going one way, the other going the other way, and the knees bouncing up and down at the same time, whilst trying to maintain your breath. All good fun. And now we're going to go the other way with those arms. Okay. So a lot of the Appalachian works around the hip area, keep going, around the hip area. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time rotating the hips. So trying to use the hips rather than the top of the body to get you around. So trying to kind of bend and relax the knees and ankles and allow the pelvis to do the work. So nice circles. You can see how I'm rocking from one side to another with that. And the other way.
do a figure of 8 with those hips. So really getting that movement in there. And then try and challenge yourself to go the other way as well, so leading the other way. You might notice those stomach muscles starting to engage as well. Okay, shake that out. So we're going to get into the knees and the ankles now. So we're just going to spend a little bit of time just bouncing gently, relaxing, let the shoulders relax, just let the head relax a bit as well, and let the breath be part of that relaxation. So you might start to notice that your thighs are starting to work a little bit, maybe your ankles as well. Try and stand on one leg and do a little bit of a wiggle, circles. And if you lead with your heel on that circle, so drawing the circle with your heel, and the other way, testing those balance systems, and the other one. So it helps to keep the legs nice and relaxed, so the standing leg is nice and relaxed. Just focus a little bit on the ankles now. So we're doing a point and a flex, point and a flex. So really extending through the foot. So you're not pushing through the foot, but just allowing the foot to extend to its maximum without any strain. And then the flex is just pushing the heel through. And then give that a little bit of a wiggle one way. And the other way. Whoops. Change to the other foot. So we're going to do a point and a flex. Point and flex. Really let that extension happen. So it comes all the way down the leg, right out through the toe. Circles in there as well. And the other way. Just have a little bit of a shake out. Just get everything loosened up. Yep. Just take it to the end of the tune. Hopefully that's warmed you up a little bit. I usually do quite an intense warm-up with my dance team, and it involves all sorts of getting on the floor, but I don't think that's going to work here now. Okay, so we have now got just over 45 minutes of actual teaching opportunities. I can see your message has come up. Is that for me? Okay, no, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to start, in Appalachian we have a lot of shuffles, but we're going to start with something called walk the heels, so we get some really basic stuff in there before we start doing the complex shuffles. So walk the heel, it will help you if you can get some level of balance on your heels, so whatever you've got on your feet can help or hinder. If you're wearing trainers, you've got the squashiness on the back, so it can feel a bit like you have to balance a little bit more to get there. But you're not going to be on the heels for very long. So I'll face forward for the first part. So you're going to have, I start everything off my left foot. So we're going to go heel on the left foot and then heel on the right foot. And you're going to hold that for a second. So heel, heel. And from there you're going to go toe, toe. So you're going to go heel, heel, toe, toe. If it's easier, sometimes people find it easier to step out in front and then step back, so it's a bigger movement, or you can keep it under your body. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Heel, heel, toe, toe. So it's quite a nice move when it's sped up. So it's kind of got a nice feel to it. So the first part of the dance is based around these walk the heels. So the first part of the dance will have those in it with variations as well. So if I do it from this side as well, so you've got heel, heel, toe, toe. My balance is not good this morning. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Heel, heel, toe, toe. Heel, heel, toe, toe. So the beginning of the dance will be led with 2 basics. So we're going to spend those 4 bars just counting. So we'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we're going to go 1, 2, hang on, 1, 2. I think that's right. Is that right with music? Or is it 4 of those? Should we just do it? I'll demonstrate it with the music first and then we'll do it. It's 4 times for the heel, heel, toe, toe. I've just lost my timing in my head there. Okay, so you're going to have a count of 4, then we're going to do heel, heel, toe, toe. We're going to repeat that through the A part of the music. I'll turn my back to you and I'll try and make sure that you can hear me as I'm doing that. Wondering what tunes are being played. A link to the banjo tab would be great. Hadn't thought about that. It's Julianne Johnson is the main tune for this dance. I don't know whose version it is. Do you know whose version it is?
I do, and I can put some details on there of the artist that I've got the version from. Yeah. Okay, so if you remind us at the end, we can give you a version of it that we've learnt it from, because I think we don't have controls over at this end. So, but yeah, Julianne Johnson. If you want to look that up anywhere. Okay. So, should we give that first bit a go? Yeah. So left foot start. So bouncing for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Walk the heel, 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 toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Then bounce, 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 bounce. Heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Bounce, 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 and bounce. Heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Bounce, 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 and bounce. Heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, and stop. Okay, you'll get a bit bored if I keep doing that forever. So, yeah. What we're going to do with that then is the first 2 lots of heel, heels. So we'll have heel, heel, straight as we've just done it. And then the second one, let me just get this right. So the first A of each section, but basically it's going to go heel, 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 toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe for the first time. Bounce, 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 bounce. Then we're going to do the same, but if you feel that you want to challenge yourself, we're going to walk it round in a circle. And I think, I'm trying to remember now, was it 4 or 2? That felt quick. Yeah, we're going to be doing it 2, I think. I'll just check that. I just practiced it again this morning and my brain's gone woohoo with being online and everything. So I think it is just 2 each time. So yeah, let's just try and repeat it so that you got bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe,
bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and turn and turn. Bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and turn and turn. So apologies, it is just a couple of times through. Okay, let's give it another go, nice and steady. This time, bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and turn. And again, bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. Bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and turn. Lovely. How are we going with that? Okay? Yeah? Okay, so you're going to have straight, turn, straight, and then we got a little bit of a challenge for some of you. Some of you might have done this before, some of you will never have done this before. So this one is a heel, heel, let me just remember. So it's syncopated. Okay, so it goes heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. So you're kind of getting a little jump, so you kind of have to almost jump into that position. Okay, so heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how I do it. Da, 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 da. Okay, heel, heel, toe, toe, da, 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 da. Okay, so let's give that one a go. I'll do it from behind as well. Heel, heel, toe, toe, da, 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 da. Okay, heel, heel, toe, toe, da, 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 da. So you just need to lift your body up a little bit quicker to get into that position. So it's a little bit of a jump. This is where having the relaxed knees and hips really helps, because you can really just take it underneath you. If you're working a little bit further out, it might be a bit harder. So you really want that one to be underneath your body. Let's try that one on its own. So we're going to do the straight and then the da 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 a couple of times through. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do the straight and then we're going to do the syncopated one. We'll repeat that a couple of times as well. We'll start with the bounce. This time, bouncing, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. We'll do it a few more times. Bounce and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, and finish. Okay, hopefully that is starting to make some sense to you. So what we're going to do is the whole of the A music is going to have your bounce, bounce, bounce. So you're going to go bounce, straight, walk the heels, bounce, rotating, walk the heels, bounce, syncopated, walk the heels. So that would be the whole of the A part without any shuffles or anything in it at the moment. So let's see what that looks like. If you want a quick drink, I'm just thinking my voice is getting a little bit dry because I'm having to speak up. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, so everyone ready? Lovely. Okay. This time, starting with the bounce. Bounce, bounce, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 rotate, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 and bounce straight, bounce, 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 syncopated, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, and again, 2, 3, and 4, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, and rotate. Straight, syncopate, keep going, straight, rotate, straight, syncopated, and stop. I didn't get the syncopated in because I was too busy thinking about stopping. Sorry. I hope you did. Okay, so that's the beginning part, the beginning section. And so hopefully what you're starting to get is a sense of this relaxed movement that happens in the Appalachian stepping. So when people have come from other stepping styles like English clog or tap dance, they're very used to being quite high up on the foot. So you're kind of very used to being up on the ball a lot more, unless you do street tap, which is a little bit different. So this is it's quite hard to get into a more relaxed way of being in the body, and it's very kind of low, but it still has that pull. So I kind of think of my body a little bit like a concertina or a set of bellows that's constantly in this kind of push and pull. So you're using your core to pull you up and down all the time. And that's reflected in the music. So the Appalachian music, the old time style, which I like to use, is very rhythmic, and it's got that kind of really relaxed kind of slurring almost between the notes that gives you that space for that bounce to happen. If you are used to dancing to bluegrass, it's a bit sharper and a bit quicker, so it's harder to find that kind of smoothness in the movement. Neither is right or wrong, excuse me, but it just, for me, the feel of that kind of flow is really important. So hopefully you're starting to get a sense of that through that movement. So we're going to move on, before we do any shuffles, we're going to move on into the B part. So again, it's fairly simple steps. If you've done any Appalachian before, you'll be quite familiar with these. If you haven't, there's a little bit of a hop involved in this one. And I thought I'd switch it up a little bit from being the basic version. So we've got two slightly different versions. So anything that I've done throughout the whole of the this little piece, if you feel more comfortable to stay within the early stages, so just doing the walk the heel straight, then go with that. If you feel that you're not able yet to get that syncopation in, that's fine. Just keep that walking the heel going. You might want to repeat the circle. It's not a set piece, you know, I just kind of create, kind of choreograph according to what I feel might work better for people at any given time. And being that this is online, some of the complex steps are really difficult to teach. So I thought it'd be really useful to have those kind of basic movements kind of instilled and hopefully easy enough to see. So this next one is called a cowboy. At the moment, there's a lot of discussions going on in the old-time music world about the names that have been given to a lot of these dance moves and things like that. So at the moment, I haven't had any offerings of anything different. But the reason that this one's been called cowboy is because of the spur and the boot. So it's kind of imagining that you're kind of taking the spur into the heel from the cowboy boot. So again, starting with the left leg, you're going to go heel, heel, and then you're going to lift yourself off your standing leg. And it's almost like a little hop maybe. Some people prefer to use it as a hop, heel, heel. some people will put a slap in if you're a bit more advanced with your dancing. So I'll show you what it looks like. I'll do the piece and then. Yeah, actually, I'll go through the whole of the B so you can see where we're going with it.
I'll give you an A intro and then 2 Bs, yeah?
So it starts with a bounce. Where we're going to go in the B music. So you're going to get the chance to swing your legs around in a little bit as well. So the cowboy step is a heel, and it's sort of known as a shunt, really. So you're kind of coming up on your foot, but that is really hard to do. So if you prefer to just have a little hop, so you're just taking your foot, just a little hop. So heel, hop, step. So it's left goes dig with the heel, right, hop, and then the left steps. So heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. If you want to try with the shunt, it's heel, shunt, step. So you're just taking the bent leg and just moving it back. Okay. So that bent leg is just sliding back onto the ball. So you're lifting your heel off of the ground and just sliding onto the ball of your foot whilst taking your body slightly up. That's really quite challenging if you've not done it before, so don't worry too much about that, but the hop will suffice, and some teams actually use the hop instead, and that's fine as well. So heel, hop, step. So you start with the left and then you're going to do the same on the right. Heel, hop, step. Okay. Heel, hop, step, heel, hop, step. I'll turn so that you can see from behind. Excuse me. Heel, hop, step, heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step, heel, hop, step. So do you want to give that a go with the music? Should we do that?
Okay, give you an A intro.
So we'll start with the bounce. Off we go with the bounce. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do it again. Heel, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. Yay! So you're only going to do that the one time through. So heel, hop, step. Heel, hop, step. You only get to do that once in this one. So the variation on that is the toe hop step. Ooh! This one hasn't actually got a name, I don't think. So it's where we've just been digging the heel in, we're just going to take the same foot and just do a double toe tap at the back. Toe, hop, step. Toe, hop, step. Or again, you can do it with a shunt. Toe, shunt, step. I had to think about what I was doing then. So there's the option to either do the hop or the shunt, but it's more of a chug actually. So in Appalachian, when we do the backwards version of that movement, it's usually known as a chug, whereas the forward version is a shunt because you're coming down. So this one should be a chug, but I just think of it as a sliding back. So you're just taking that movement. So again, choose whichever feels comfortable to you. Maybe experiment between the two. So you've got toe, toe, hop, step, toe, toe, hop, step. So I'll stick with the hop for now, just to keep it for people that are new to this. So we'll do the same as we just did with the music, but just with the toe, toe. Okay. And bounce. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Toe, toe, hop, step. Toe, toe, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Toe, toe, hop, step. Toe, toe, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Toe, toe, hop, step. Toe, toe, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Toe, toe, hop, step. Toe, toe, hop, step. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Toe, toe, hop, step. Toe, toe, hop, step. You could have gone another one really, but never mind.
Keep going all day.
The banjo player gets lost in his own little place. So hopefully that's given you the cowboy and the toe. So what we're going to do now is just mix those up. So we'll do the same as we've just done, but we'll switch between the two, starting with the cowboy and then going into the toe. Okay? So it's basics or bounce, cowboy, bounce, toe, and we'll just repeat that a couple of times.
Do you want me to do intro, 2 A's, 2 B's, and then do 2 A's, 2 B's again, just to give people the time to go around it, or
Just do what you just done.
just do the B's at the moment? Just do
Yeah,
the B's.
yeah,
Sorry, okay.
So starting with the bounce, 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 heel, heel, bounce, 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 toe, toe, and again, bounce, 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 heel, heel, bounce, 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 toe, toe, keep going, bounce, 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 heel, heel, bounce, 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 and toe. Sorry, keep going, bounce, 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 and bounce, heel, heel, bounce, 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 and bounce, and toe. Sorry, I lost my toe. I don't know about anyone else. I can't talk and do it today.
I can see it.
You can still see my toe.
You're not lost it.
I've not lost my toe. I just lost my timing. But hopefully you've got the essence there. So that's the first half of the B piece. So we can go through the A into that, and then we'll do the second part, and then we'll start doing a little bit of shuffling, hopefully. So yeah, we'll sort of rifle fire through what we've done so far, because I'm kind of conscious of time as well. So we'll rifle fire through that, and then we'll do the last 2 steps. We'll learn those last 2 steps, and then we'll see if we can get some basic steps in there, so you've got something to fill those gaps with. Okay, so yeah, let's go from the top. So the top, we've got bounce, 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 heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 heel, heel, to turn, bounce, 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 heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe, toe, bounce, 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 cowboy, bounce, 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 toe, toe. Okay, so that's where we're going to take it up to. I know I just did that really quickly there, but we'll do it slow again for dancing. Okay? This time with your bounce. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rotate. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Straight. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Syncopate. in a minute, so we'll get a chance hopefully to go through that again. So you saw the leg swinging. If you do need a drink, just stop at any point that you need a drink.
And so is that speed okay for everyone? So I can play it slower if needs be. If anyone wants to make a comment on speed, it's fine. I can do slower if you need me to.
It hurts slower, just warning you.
Got silence. Silence is golden.
Speed's fine. No, speed is fine.
No, that's great.
Thank you. Great, thank you. That's really good feedback. Okay, so I feel like my board has travelled. It probably has.
Slippy carpet, that's the problem.
Slippery carpet. Yeah, this is just a really amazing piece of plyboard that I acquired out of a skip or something. Yeah. best tech ever. I have got posh boards, but they're not as easy to dance on actually indoors, weirdly. Okay. So the next step is it's known as a kick the cat. So if you have got a cat, I guess you can practice with the cat.
No, move the cat out of the way.
No, don't go there.
No.
So it's called a kick the cat. And then there's a little bit on the end that isn't a kick the cat. I'm not sure what it is called. It might be known as a buck. I can't remember what it's called. So to kick the cat, what you're doing is you're swinging your left leg. So you're going to just let it kind of come out a little bit and swing across the front of your right leg. And as you swing, you're catching the ground with your toe. Okay, so you're just getting a kick that way. So you can imagine the cat's there, kick it out of the way. It could be a ball. I'd be happier with a ball, personally. I don't agree with animal cruelty. So from there, you're then going to do the same, going back again, catching your toes. So it sort of becomes a pendulum step. So it's kick, kick. So that's all you're going to get to do in this piece, is just the two. One across, one out. If you want to do more, if you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine. But for those of you that want to add a little bit to it, once you come back out, so you've gone across, you've come back, we're going to just do the same, but we're just going backwards. So you catch your toe, come through to the back, and then as we just did in the toe-toe one, you're just going to drop your toe. Okay, so your toe is just going to make that connection at the back. So from this side, you've got brush, so you catch it with your toe, brush, so you catch it with your toe, brush, catching with your toe, and then a toe down. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple. What's going to happen in between is the right leg, your standing leg, is going to be keeping the beat. So some people might want to just stick with just bouncing, if that's the easiest thing to do. So you're just bouncing it on the knee, but I actually find that quite hard to do because I'm used to what we actually do. So you can keep it as a bounce. So getting the extra bit in is going to be too difficult, just to remind you that that is an option. What you're going to be aiming for is for that heel to be dropping down on the beat. So you end up with brush, heel, brush, heel, brush, heel, toe, heel. Okay, so it goes 1, 2, trying to think how it goes, and 1. Okay, so the brush is on and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So it really helps on that standing leg. It really helps just to kind of keep everything relaxed and loose. So you're just raising onto the ball of the foot and just dropping onto the heel. Okay, so that's what you're aiming for. So that bit comes with the beat of the music. So the brush is on the and the heel is on the beat. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So we'll try that a few times with the music. This time we're going to go straight into it. So, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So you've got the bounce in between. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So I'll do it without the brush, without the heel. Again, without the heel. One more without the heel. Now with the heel. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And again with the heel. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And again with the heel. And finish. Hopefully that's working out for you. Just checking what any comments are. Okay, so there's options there. So if you're finding that getting a heel in is a little bit of a challenge, if you can keep the bounce going, that's great, because that will help you to get the timing, and it will also give you a bit of balance with that one. So that one's going to have, we just went straight into it then, but you did sort of naturally have a bounce in it. But sort of thinking about the timing here, I am going to go straight into the last bit. So this is the iconic move for Appalachian. It is the one that everybody goes, oh, wow. So if you master this one, you can go down to your local and you can show off what you can do with this one. And people go, what is that you do with your back leg? And you go, I haven't got a back leg. I've only got 2. But okay, so this is called the Wagon Wheel. And it literally is, you're drawing a wheel with your leg. Okay. Remember that heel drop? So that heel drop features in this step as well. So I'll just demonstrate it. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So you've got that heel drop going round every time. So 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. This isn't easy to do. So if you can't get your leg round in a big circle straight away, don't worry. Just try and get some sort of a circular motion going. Get the hips and the ankles and the knees kind of doing that thing, because it is a very unnatural move. There's nothing natural about this move at all. What helps, some people, when I was first taught, I was told keep my knees together, bring that moving leg back, and just draw a circle from there. So it just tidies it up a little bit. But what you will notice is that you can feel your hamstrings screaming at you when you do it for too long. So just give yourself a little break in between and then just let that happen. Okay, so keep it small if you need to. I'm also aware that if you're used to dancing at all, quite often things start on the right foot. So the right leg is probably more comfortable with doing something like that than the left leg. But this is a really good mind challenge for you. Okay. So let's just give the wagon wheel a little try. It's going to be 4 circles around. So again, the same as the kick the cat, that brush as you come through, so you're brushing the toe through. Every time that the leg comes back to the ground, the toe brushes. Okay, so you've got that timing. So you're creating the percussion by brushing with that toe and then dropping with the heel. But again, if the heel is too much, just try and get a rotation in there. Okay, so it's going to go brush, heel, brush, heel, brush, heel, brush, heel. Okay, brush, heel, brush, heel, brush, heel, brush, heel. Or you can just try and get the bounce going. So you've got that option as well. Let's try that with the music. And then we'll put the 2 together and see where that takes us. we'll do it with the bounce first. Bounce, bounce, bounce and bounce. Brush, 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 brush. Bounce, 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 bounce. Brush, 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 brush. Bounce, 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 bounce. Brush, 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 brush. Bounce, bounce, bounce and bounce. Keep going. 3 and 4. 1, 2, 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 3 and 4. And brush. 2, 3 and 4. Lovely. Woo. Kick myself. That can happen, so be aware of that one, especially if you're wearing any taps. New message. Yeah, the right leg is a lot easier. It's just something to do with the way that we're taught, or yeah, a lot of the modern teams in America, the modern clogging, everything starts on the left, and that kind of is where some of my work came from, was doing more of the modern steps, and I was like, oh, actually they do everything off the left. So I've actually challenged myself to do everything off the left, and if you can do it on the left, even if it's a brand new step, usually you can take that into the right as well. So anyway, without further ado, I'm really conscious of time. We're going to just do the whole of that B now, so we're going to string those things together. You've got your bounce, 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 and you've got your cowboy. Bounce, 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 toe. Bounce, 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 kick the cat. Bounce, 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 wagon wheel. Oh, that was a fancy extra. If you want to stick that in, you can. That was just a heel forward. We'll just keep round and round. So we'll give that a go, the whole of the B.
Whole of the B?
Yeah. This time, start with your bounce. Bounce, 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 cowboy. Bounce, 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 toe. Bounce, 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 push the cat. Bounce, 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 wagon wheel. And again from the top. Bounce, 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 heel, heel. Bounce, 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 toe, toe. Bounce, 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 push the cat. Kick the cat. Bounce, 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 wagon wheel. One more time through. Toes. Kick the cat. Wagon wheel. And stop.
I played the A part now instead of the B part, but it's all the same. It's all the same. I don't want to confuse anybody by changing halfway through.
It's not all the
Same
same.
beat, same beat.
Okay, so
Just so people aren't confused.
that's the whole dance effectively, but what I'm going to do is just give you an intro to the shuffles, and then if you want to do the shuffles in between, then we can do that. So is everyone okay to go over maybe 5 minutes, over the hour, maybe 5 minutes? Is that okay? Yeah? Great. Okay. So there's various shuffles in Appalachian stepping. The one that we're going to do is the toe shuffle. A lot of cloggers in the States use a heel toe shuffle, so you may be familiar with that. But we're going to use the toe one. And if you've done flat footing, there's a whole different kind of a backwards shuffle as well. So we're going to do basics. So it's called a basic, and it's what, if you've done English clogging, it's sort of almost like a platform step. So it's kind of where you're going to revisit. It gives you a little bit of, it becomes the step that is the sort of foundation almost. And if you can do these, you can always kind of fall back into them to help you to remember what you're going to do next. But in the social dancing, it was the key step. Everything was done. If you did square dances using the stepping, that would have been the key step, and then you kind of have variations on that. So the shuffle, again, you need to be fairly relaxed, but you just really, if you kind of imagine that you've got something stuck to the sole of your shoe, you're trying to get it off, some chewing gum or something, you're just letting the toe or the ball of the foot, so actually going for the ball of the foot there, you're letting that just drop and hit the floor forward and back. So you use your hip and your knee to just kind of dangle, and your ankle just drops very slightly, so it doesn't push. I see a lot of people really trying to force it through, so it's just a very gentle movement. And to get there, it really helps for the standing leg or the other leg to actually be given that motion. So there's a lot of motion, like I said earlier, about going up and down. So when you're going forward, your knee bends, and when you're coming back, it straightens. It's a very fine movement, but it really helps to kind of keep that going. When you get into the step, it's like you're kind of limping almost. So that's your shuffle. So we're just going to go forward, back, step, forward, back, step. We'll do that a few times. So forward, back, step, forward, back, step. I missed. Forward, back, step, 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 forward, back, step. So what you're doing is you're transitioning from one side to the other. So you start on your left, forward, back, step, put your weight through, transition, so you release the right leg, forward, back, step. Transition back again, forward, back, step, transition back over, forward, back, step. Forward, back, step. So you see how the body goes up during that transition. Forward, back, step, forward, back, step. Forward, back, step, forward, back, step. So I'm not going to spend too long on the shuffle, but we can certainly look at shuffles again in future episodes if anyone wants to journey work with me in the future. And then what we're going to just do now is the shape of the step for the basic. So the basic is a step, rock, step. Okay, so you're going to have your left foot is going to go down to the ground. Your right foot, so as you go into the ground, you're relaxing your knees, your hips and your ankles into that. So it's kind of like you're sinking into some mud. And then your right foot is going to allow that foot to kind of pull out of that mud temporarily, but the mud wants you back, so you're going back in. So you get a step, pull, step. Okay? So you're not aiming to be too heavy with that. It's quite a gentle movement. So it's step, pull, step. Okay, we'll do it a couple of times on the left. Don't worry about the music for the minute, because I'll put it all in a second. So you've got step, pull, step, off the left. Step, pull, step. And again off the left. Step, pull, step. And one more of those. Step, pull, step. We're going to give it a go starting with the right. So the right's going to go into the mud. The left is going to pull out of the mud. And then it's going to get pulled back in again. That right is getting pulled in again. So right in the mud, pull it out, right in the mud. Okay, and again. Right, push left, right. Right, push left, right. Right, push left, right. Okay, so what you're then going to do, this is the challenge, is you're going to get those two mixing up. So you're going to start with the left, left, push, left, and then change, so you transition, right, push, right. Transition, left, push, left, transition, right, push, right. So you notice that I go from here, as I transition, I release my leg, then I let it come down, push, down, transition, right, left, right, transition, left, right, left. Okay, so you get in the basic shape. So this is the step, right, left, right and left, right, left. If you've got a bit of a shuffle going on, you can start to put that in. So where my foot comes out here, that's going to be the shuffle. So it goes and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Shuffle 1, 2, 3. Shuffle 1, 2, 3. So don't worry too much about that because we're going to keep the bounce anyway. But if you really want to get into those, if you've got some knowledge of them, go for it. If you're not sure about putting the shuffles in, just get the shape if you can. It might be that sometimes you can remember one part of it and not the other, but you can always fall back to the bounce and just concentrate on the other steps. In my experience, the basics are, in many ways, it comes across as being a really simple step, but it isn't as simple as it seems. And they are the foundations. So shuffles are the foundations of appellation, but it takes a lot longer to master than some of the other steps. So don't worry if you're not quite there yet, because it has been a whistle-stop tour of basics. So we're going to give it a go. Just to finish off, we're going to give it a go to try and get that A and B music together with basics if you can, or bounce if not. I'm going to try and remember the routine. You will probably remember it better than me. That's usually what happens. But we'll give it a go. So nice and steady.
Do you want just 2 A's or 2 B's, or shall we go through the whole thing?
We're going through the whole thing. So
2 A's, 2 B's, 2 A's, 2 B's.
Yeah, let's do it twice.
Yeah.
And then if you're feeling like it.
Sometimes it's nice to remind people on the first run, and then they can have a go again on the second. So
if you're feeling like it and we've got enough time, we can maybe go over and do it a little bit quicker if you want to. So let's give it a go from the top. So we're going to start with the basics, and I'm aware that I haven't taught you basics with the music, so don't worry if it doesn't come straight away. Okay. This time with your basic shuffle step, rock step, shuffle step, rock step, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, shuffle step, rock step, shuffle step, turn around. Shuffle step, rock step, shuffle step, rock step, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, toe. Shuffle step, rock step, shuffle syncopated, heel, heel, toe, toe, the heel, toe, toe, basic. Cowboy, heel, heel, hop step, heel, heel, hop step, basic, toe behind, heel, toe, toe, hop step, brush the cat, basic, wagon wheel, we're going to go again from the top, basic, heel, heel, toe, toe, basic, turning it, basic, straight again, heel, heel, basic, syncopated, basic, cowboy, basic, toe, hit the cat, wagon wheel. Okay, so that is the whole piece. We're going to do it a little bit quicker, just in case you weren't getting it quick enough then. I think that was a little bit faster anyway. And just see how that feels. So again, just remember that you can go back to the bouncing if you want to. So we're just going to see how it hangs together. And just to finish off at the end, you know I said about doing that bit at the end. All it is as you finish your wagon wheel, you just bring the heel through, and the heel catches the floor, and you bring your leg up to a right angle. And if you want to get the heel drop in as well, it's just it just gives it a bit of a ta-da kind of finish. So we'll do it a couple of times through, and then the very last time you can go ta-da, and then we'll have a round of applause or something like that. So a little bit quicker, but not too quick, because otherwise I can't keep up with my own brain.
No, that's fine. Okay.
This time with your basics, left foot starts. Cowboy, no, not cowboy, walk the heel. Turn it around. Straight, walk the heel. Syncopated. Cowboy this time. Toe behind. Hip cat. Wagon wheel, and then we're going to the top again. Walk the heel. Turn it around. Walk the heel straight. Syncopated. Cowboy. Toe behind. Hit the cat. Wagon wheel and finish. Woo! Yeehaw! And all of that. So that's it basically. So we'll just have a little bit of a kind of a stretch out. Take it away with you. It's on the video now, so you can go away and do those bits that you maybe missed or didn't quite catch. Like I say, the tune is Julianne Johnson. Phil says that he will send over the version that he's learnt it from. And then, yeah, so keep yourselves safe. I don't worry too much about stretching because it's not the most necessary thing to do. So I don't worry too much about it. But if you just feel that you need to have a little bit of a stretch out afterwards, if you're noticing anywhere that is feeling a little bit tender, just allow it to stretch out. And the most important thing is to reduce your movement slowly, so don't just stop. Reduce your movement slowly. But thank you so much, and yeah, if you want to come and have a bit of body percussion tomorrow, I might see you then tomorrow. So well done, everyone. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Sara, that was brilliant. And thank you everyone for coming, hope you enjoyed it. Has anyone got any questions? I think Sara might have a couple of minutes. If there are any questions, send a message in quickly or use the hand signal if you do want to ask anything. We'll have a quick look at those. But other than that, please do check out the Shrewsbury Festival's website and YouTube channel for other festival videos and workshops. But that's it for American Clogging today. So thank you very much for joining in. So we have a question there. Do you do any online classes, Sara? Oh, are you muted? What's happened there? Where are you? Don't know why you've become muted. I can't even find you. Okay. Oh, goodness me. You've disappeared from my list. Oh, there we are. Unmute. Don't know why that happened. Can you unmute now, Sara?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I muted because I thought, you know, you didn't want to hear me going. Yeah, I haven't been running specific online classes, but I can, and I have been running my team class all through lockdown. So yeah, I mean, if people are interested in doing more, I have been kind of putting myself in that position to do more. So if you want more, yeah, feel free, get in touch. I have a Facebook page, Sara Marshall-Rose. You'll see it down as, I think it's percussive dancer, body percussionist, and flatfoot dancer. I've got all those kind of names on there. So yeah, if you go on FB, you should be able to find me there. So yeah, if you're interested in doing some more, please get in touch.
Sarah Cox has a question, I think. I think you should be able to unmute yourself now.
No.
Oh, you didn't? No.
It's really enjoyable. I just sent a message in to say thanks. That was brilliant. Loved it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's quite hard. It's a lot to pack into an hour, but hopefully it's good enough and that you've got something from it. So yeah, it's really lovely to see so many people.
Thanks so much. That was fantastic. Hope I can do it in person next year.
Yay, yeah, that would be wonderful.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and hopefully next year the weather's going to be amazing. That's what we're
of course.
Yeah,
it's only fair.
amazing weather. So yeah,
I didn't want the rain anyway. Thank you ever so much, Sara, and thank you everyone for coming. Yeah, hope to see you all at Shrewsbury next year. So thanks very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend.
yeah,
Bye everyone.
Well done, everyone. Thank you.